We got some bad news, and it's not that I trimmed my beard. Okay, this is the Balboa upper hive, the split that I made 2.5 weeks ago or so. All right, so would it be crazy to just leave her in this box full of bees? This box is full of bees. Put a new super on each box and let this box just make their queen they want to make. I took the upper brood box from Balboa, put it here, took one of the supers from Balboa here, and this is an empty super. This was filled with brood, and they had a pretty good population. I was in here 10 days ago, and the population had gone down since the split, but there was still a ton of brood in here, and there were a lot of bees up here on the top. This was probably half full of honey. I was in here about 5 days ago, and I noticed that it seemed like there was some robbing going on. So I reduced their entrance down to just the smallest on this entrance reducer here. And they did have an upper opening here. So I thought that was enough to defend the hive, but still able to get in and out. Just came up here now. This is about 5 days after I last saw this hive, and it's dead. It's totally dead. So this is the reducer. I put this on because I thought they were getting robbed. They had an upper opening here, and they had this opening here. But look what happened. Look at this. This happened in about the last 5-6 days. We haven't had any freezing nights or anything. It's just dead bees. Like, I really have no idea what is going on. This super was probably half full, and it's been totally robbed out. This is empty now. This super was being drawn out. They were working on this when I put them in here. But the bees are gone. They just all died. I mean, this literally happened in 5 or 6 days. I mean, some of these still feel like they're clinging to life, but what the heck happened? Let's look at the bottom board. There are no varroa, 0 varroa. There are 0 mites down here, none. I mean, if you remember, I was in this box 10 days ago, and I saw queen cells. Look, this is all just robbed. That's dead brood. Those are attempted queen cells. That right there was the queen cell that was on the frame when I put this in, hoping they would make a queen. There are still bees in here clinging to the brood. There are bees hatching. But they're in slow motion. So sad. So, alright, I don't see deformed wings. I am very sorry, bees. I don't know what happened to you. Just a totally collapsed hive in a week. Alright, well, let's go check out Balboa and see if that's okay. Alright, pulled out the first frame. Balboa's right on there laying eggs. Looking great. Full of eggs here. Lots of pollen. Yeah, this hive is full. Yeah, that's just jammed with brood. So there's no worries about this hive is packed. All right, there's nothing wrong with this hive. This hive is fine. I don't know what happened to that other hive, but I'm gonna just leave these girls alone. I'm gonna take the excluder off. I think what I'm gonna do is put the deep from the dead hive right on here. I'm gonna take out the frames that have the brood in it, put them in the freezer. All right, Balboa's going back together. I need to get a few more deep frames. I'm not going to put those brood frames in here that died. I'm going to go get some clean, deep frames. And hopefully they can fill this up, and then this will be their overwintering brood box, upper brood box. So that's that. Now Balboa is down here. She can come up here. They can draw this out. And Balboa is back together again. Back to what they were 3 weeks ago. All right, so that is definitely a huge bummer. We lost a hive. We just like a total collapse. It's definitely an isolated thing. All the other hives are fine. We did have some chilly nights, but nothing below like 50 degrees Fahrenheit. They weren't wet. There wasn't like water in the hive. They could have gotten into some pesticides or something. I don't know. Not on our property. I definitely think it had something to do with the way the entrance reducer was at the bottom. It looks like they piled up at the entrance reducer, like they were trying to get out. And then it just was a blockade. So I don't know if that was my fault. They did have an upper entrance though. So there was a way out. So I was able to salvage the deep box, and about 6 of the frames that were in there, they were all pulled comb, went right on top of Balboa. Everyone was telling me last video to put a deep on top of Balboa so she could build that out and lay into it. Well, now she has a deep. Her old deep is back. I didn't put the brood in there that was dead. I don't know if there was a problem with the brood or any kind of disease or anything, so I did not put the brood in there. But she has now a bunch of pulled frames that they can lay into and they can store nectar in. So that's where we are. We have now Balboa's back to a double deep for the winter, and hopefully she can keep laying. That bottom box that she's laying in right now is just jammed with brood. She's a machine. So we lost half the hive. I mean, that's what it came down to. You know, half those bees and probably half of her brood from the last 3-4 weeks is gone. And I don't know. If anything, you know, if there was some kind of problem with that brood or any kind of disease, maybe, you know, by taking it out and having it die outside of the hive, maybe we save that hive. You know, maybe where she is now is going to be okay, and you know, she can lay into the top box. I don't know, but that's where we are. Bad news, but in the end, we still have Balboa. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.